last 15 years. And every year I think about doing a course or undergoing some sort of intervention that will really elevate me as a trainer.
Okay.
And I've been having design thinking on my mind.
Okay.
Can you just tell me more about what exactly is design thinking and how it will help me in creating this difference that I intend to make in the lives of the people?
Thank you so much, I would say, for that question, Deepa, because a lot of us are not very clear on what design thinking is. So the way I have come to understand what design thinking is, it's a human-centric design. And in design thinking, we keep our user in the center of all the activities. If you go to Google and search for design thinking, it says it's a problem-solving technique. But if you ask me, in my personal opinion, it's much more than just problem-solving technique. For me, design thinking is a way of life, because you could apply the principles of design thinking not only in your professional life, but in your personal lives as well.
Okay, interesting. And how do I go about learning design thinking? So if I have to facilitate a program on design thinking, what should my approach be?
Okay, so I'll take a step back and add another dimension to your question. As an individual, I love to learn, and whenever I learn something and I see a value of it, I wish to tell others. So in 2016, this idea, when I was understanding what design thinking is, I realized it has got phenomenal ability to make difference in the lives of people. So I thought, what can be done about it? And we started Society of Design Thinking Professionals, primarily to evangelize design thinking, so that people who are facilitators like you, we could teach them, coach them, train them, and they can set up their own independent practice of design thinking.
Oh, wonderful!
Right. So with that in mind, we started our journey of SDTP. Society of Design Thinking Professionals is popularly known as SDTP.
Great.
We started with that, and we realized that how do we empower somebody? And for that, you must understand what design thinking is.
Correct.
Now, there are plenty of courses available, especially in the today's era. However, I would say undergoing a course, doing a project are two separately, I would say, two different things altogether.
Right.
Yeah. Knowing design thinking and doing design thinking is absolutely different. So you have to dirty your hands, deep dive, understand what design thinking is, apply it in a project. And that is what the methodology we take. So we recommend people, if they really wish to become a design thinking practitioner, they must start the journey by understanding what design thinking is and doing a project. Then we talk about taking it forward.
Okay, so there is a design thinking practitioner, and then there is a design thinking master practitioner.
Oh yes. So there are 4 levels of qualifications, if I may say, we offer right now. The highest of them is design thinking master practitioner. Okay, which is you actually are taught how do you conduct a session, how do you teach, coach, train people on design thinking. Right, which means a complete teach pack is given to you. Then you have below that is design thinking practitioner, wherein you understand what design thinking is and practice it, wherein you are applying it in your life. You may or may not tell others or teach others what design thinking is. Then we have something called as design thinking specialist. People who just want to know what is design thinking. There is no project involved. There is no hand-holding by SDT. And recently we also started something called as setting up of community of practice of design thinking, so to say a boot camp of design thinking. Primarily aimed at students. Okay, wherein they can understand what design thinking is and start applying slowly and gradually as they move forward in life. So these are the 4 levels of qualifications, and in my understanding so far, around the world, we are the only organization in design thinking who is offering a master practitioner course. We have some amazing success stories of our master practitioners who have been through our program and set up a flourishing practice of design thinking.
Great, thank you for the information, Jimmy. My last question is, what are the timelines or what are the investment of time that we are looking at a master practitioner and a design thinking practitioner course?
Okay, well, it's a journey-based program. So there are 2 tracks here. The first track is if you are already a design thinking practitioner, right? The journey is just 2 weeks, wherein we coach you to become a master practitioner. There is a lot of drill and practice which undergoes in that session. After that, you are supposed to conduct a session. So how the journey of Master Practitioner is, if you know design thinking, you come to the program, understand what design thinking Master Practitioner is all about, and for the next 5 weeks, there will be a coaching call with the Master Practitioner.
Okay.
Because when you go out and start implementing, there are some questions. You need hand-holding. So that's where there are 5 coaching calls. Along with that, when you are conducting a session, right? So we will be there to see as observers and give you feedback.
Got it.
Right? And this is available for the next 90 days or when you do the session, whichever comes earlier.
Okay.
Right? And we must also remember that design thinking is not just about teaching design thinking. Right? It is also about applying it in a project.
All right.
So so there is a complete card deck which is given to the Master Practitioner.
Okay.
How do we create a design research questions?
Wow. Okay.
Right. So that becomes one track if you know design thinking. If you don't know design thinking and you wish to straight away jump to the design thinking Master Practitioner course, so we have something called as Accelerated Master Practitioner course.
Okay.
Wherein we will make you undergo a design thinking practitioners program. Once that is done, you go to the journey of design thinking Master Practitioner. So in all, it takes about 8 weeks from zero to becoming a Master Practitioner.
Okay. Trained.
And we have already trained, we have close to about 800 plus practitioners around the world, primarily in India, Armenia, UK and Dubai in UAE. And we have some of them in Australia and in US as well. And as I said, we probably are one of the largest company wherein we have the maximum number of certified practitioners under one umbrella and evangelizing design thinking with the hope of creating a better world, a better tomorrow together.
Great. Thank you for all the information, Jimmy. How do we get in touch with you? Where do we seek all details?
Oh well, it's very simple. So we have a website called www.sdtp.co.uk.
Okay.
Or you can also write an email on info@sdtp.co.uk, and we'll get back to you.
All right. That answers all my questions. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.